Hey guys, I'm just kind of making a video of this thing. This is a GOPED Sport. It's got a 25.4 cc. It's a very small motor, but the GOPED itself is very fast. I just wanted to make this video because there is not a whole lot on YouTube about these. So just making this video for anyone considering one. It's a ton of fun. I'm just going to go over some of the pros and cons, because there are definitely cons, but there are definitely pros too. So first of all, great gas mileage. I mean, I wouldn't really put this in the category of a commuter. It can be used as one. It's just not the most practical thing. It's more of a recreational vehicle, I would think, with the solid rubber wheels we have. It's a little bit of a rough ride. Nothing, you can't handle. It's just speed bumps and things that would otherwise, be a breeze in a car. Really beat this thing up a little. If you're considering getting one, I highly recommend going to Craigslist and seeing if there's any on there, because you can get them for ridiculously less than you would if you were just gonna buy one online brand new. I got this for $230. And what this would cost retail is $800. So that's a little that's pretty steep. And I think I got a pretty good deal. It's in good condition. Now, one of the things that makes this different when you first get on it, and this is the thing that a lot of people struggle with, and I struggled with at first, is it's direct drive. So you don't have a clutch. You're connected directly to the engine, so you feel all the compressions. If you let off the throttle, you feel the engine lurch, and you can feel it, kind of like engine braking. And that's a little weird to get used to. I mentioned earlier good gas mileage. It averages around 100 miles a gallon. But if we go ahead, and I'll just give you an example of the direct drive. If I go ahead and push the scooter forward, you'll see the back wheel locks up, and that's because it's connected directly to the engine, and the engine wants to make compressions, but it's difficult to do that manually. So how you can start it in two ways, and the first way I recommend is bump starting it, and that's where you get on the road and you stand on it, and you just kind of you try to put the weight on the front wheel. You maybe even lift the back end up just a little bit off the ground, and then you just shove it forward. And you'll hear the engine try to start, and if you do that on grippy pavement, it should start right up. Like I said, it takes a little practice to get used to that. Kill switch strategically. On some of these, the kill switch is actually up here, which is helpful. But kill switch on this one is in a place where, if you need to, you can stop it using your foot. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the friction drive just a little bit more. While I'm back here, this is the muffler. This is how it comes stock on most. And like I said, if you get this one of these on Craigslist, not only will you be getting it for much less than you would pay otherwise, but you'll also likely be getting aftermarket parts. This is one of the exceptions. Almost everything on here is stock. How these come stock anyways with the box mufflers is it's hooked up to the frame, and it actually uses the frame as kind of an exhaust pipe. You can take the connection off, but it does make it a little bit quieter. Anyway, so back to the direct drive. If we come around, we'll see this purple washer kind of thing that is snug up against the peg for the gas tank. And what that does is it keeps, if you go over like a bump or something, it keeps the wheel from jamming up against the direct drive spindle and bending your crankshaft. It's called an EPW, for engine protection washer. And it's important you keep that adjusted properly. If you do mess with the quick release on the wheel, make sure you either kneel down towards the back of the deck when you put it back, or you have someone stand on it, because if you don't, there won't be enough pressure holding the wheel to the spindle, and the spindle can slip, and it just sounds like it's revving, but you're not really going anywhere. This scooter is only 19 pounds, so you can very easily pick it up and put it in the back of your car or whatever you need. The controls, pretty simple. You don't have a clutch, like I said. You've got your throttle, and this is I believe you can buy a twist style throttle if you prefer. I actually really like this though. It's kind of a handbrake style throttle. You know, you squeeze it like kind of like an all-terrain vehicle, ATV, but those have the thumb, the thumb throttles or whatever. But it's different, and I actually like it. It gives me a little more control over my speed. And then you have your front brake, and you only have a front brake, so you've got to be careful because, obviously if you hit this too hard, this is a powerful brake. It'll lift the back end up easily. So just, be careful while you're doing that. That's about it. I'd highly recommend one of these if you're looking for a little, vehicle, something very different, something a lot of fun. Something you can just work on easily. I've already taken the engine apart. It's very simple. It's just a fun vehicle all around. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Leave a like or a comment.